My dear students and parents, in this video we are going to learn how the insulin and the glucagon maintains our normal glucose level. In the chapter chemical coordination and integration, in the subject zoology to the +1 CBSE and NEET students. It is also useful to +2 CBSE students and to all of us. Do you know the structure of pancreas? The structure of pancreas is leaf-like. Where this pancreas is placed? This pancreas is placed between the limbs of the duodenum. What is duodenum? The duodenum is the first part of the small intestine. The pancreas is placed on the back side of the stomach in the abdominal cavity. The length of the pancreas is 15 centimeter. The width of the pancreas is 2.5 centimeter. And the weight of the pancreas is 85 gram. This pancreas is a composite gland. Why it is called as composite gland? Because this pancreas acts as exocrine gland as well as endocrine gland. As a exocrine gland, it secretes the pancreatic juice, that is pancreatic enzyme. What is the use of this pancreatic enzyme? When the food we eat enters into the duodenum, the food is mixed with the pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats and converts them into the energy for our body cells, tissues and organs. As an endocrine gland, the pancreas contains islets of Langerhans. Do you know how much islets of Langerhans are present in the pancreas? Nearly 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans are present in the pancreas. Islets of Langerhans. What is this islets of Langerhans? Islets of Langerhans are pancreatic cells secreting insulin and glucagon. If you see the diagram of location of endocrine glands, you can see the location of the pancreas. If you see the diagram of duct systems of liver, gallbladder and pancreas, you can see the structure of the pancreas. If you see the diagram of section of pancreas, you can get the idea of islets of Langerhans, exocrine part and endocrine part. There are two main types of cells in these islets of Langerhans. They are alpha cells and beta cells. We can also say there are also one more main cell called delta cells. The alpha cells secrete the glucagon. The beta cells secrete the insulin. The delta cells secrete the somatostatin. Alpha cells secrete glucagon. Beta cells secrete insulin. Delta cells secrete somatostatin. First of all, we are going to see the function of insulin. What is insulin? Insulin is a peptide hormone. Why it is called peptide hormone? Because the molecules of this contain peptides and proteins. These peptides and proteins are made of amino acid chain. This insulin is also called as hypoglycemic hormone. We will discuss why it is called hypoglycemic hormone a little later. This insulin plays an important role in regulating the glucose homeostasis. What is this homeostasis? The homeostasis means maintaining the steady level, that is stable level of many factors of our body, that is the temperature, the pH value and the concentration of glucose have to be maintained at the steady level, that is at the constant level. Maintaining the body factors at the steady level is called as homeostasis. Then where does this insulin acts? This insulin acts on hepatocytes and adipocytes. What is hepatocytes? Hepatocytes are liver cells. What is adipocytes? Adipocytes are called lipocytes and fat cells. These fat cells are specialized in storing the energy as fat. We can say the main function of insulin as three. The first is it oxidizes the glucose, that is the blood sugar. What is the meaning of oxidation of glucose? That is burning of glucose. Where from this glucose comes into our body? Our body converts the carbohydrates contained in the food we eat into the glucose. Why we need the glucose? This glucose is needed to get the energy for the body cells, tissues and organs. Without the glucose, we cannot get sufficient energy. We need the glucose, but at the same time, we need the glucose at the normal level. Kind function of the insulin is, if there is excess of glucose in the blood, that excess of glucose are converted into glycogen and the glycogens are stored in the liver. The insulin not only converts the excess amount of glucose into glycogen, but also converts the excess amount of glucose into fatty acids. These fatty acids are stored as fat in the adipose tissue. So what a fantastic arrangement is given by our God in order to convert the excess amount of glucose. The third function of the insulin is it enhances, that is it increases the uptake of glucose by the cells. In these three ways, the insulin decreases the glucose level, that is blood sugar level, so that the insulin is called hypoglycemic hormone. This process is called hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemic hormone. Hypoglycemia. The process of converting the glucose into glycogen is called glycogenesis. Then a situation arises. What situation arises? A situation arises in which the blood glucose level is low. Suppose we are sleeping deeply. At that time, our body can ask us, sir, madam, can you eat so that I will get the carbohydrate? Because the blood glucose level is low in your blood. Is it possible? No, our body cannot ask us. At that time, one more hormone, that is glucagon, plays an important role in maintaining the normal glucose level. In this case, to increase the glucose level of the blood. As said earlier, in the case of insulin, this glucagon is also a peptide hormone. This glucagon is also called hyperglycemic hormone. Glucagon maintains the normal glucose levels in three ways. The first is, it converts the glycogen stored in the liver into glucose. Insulin converts the glucose into glycogen and stored in the liver. Here, the glucagon converts the glycogen stored in the liver into glucose, because the glucose level in the blood is now low. This process is called as glycogenolysis, that is breaking down of glycogen. Glycogenolysis, this word comes from the glycogen. The second function of the glucagon is synthesis of glucose from the proteins and fats. This process is called gluconeogenesis. This process is called gluconeogenesis. What is the process of gluconeogenesis? It is a metabolic process in which organisms synthesize the glucose, that is blood sugar, for the catabolic reactions from the proteins and fat. Note the difference between the words glucogenesis, glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. In the case of glycogenesis, the glucose is converted into glycogen by the insulin hormone. In the case of glycogenolysis, glycogen is converted into glucose by the glucagon hormone. In the case of gluconeogenesis, glucose is synthesized from the fats and proteins. Note the difference between these three words. Glycogenesis. In the process of glycogenesis, glucose is converted into glycogen by the insulin hormone. In the case of glucogenolysis, the glycogen is converted into glucose by the glucagon hormone. In the case of gluconeogenesis, glucose is synthesized from fat and proteins. The third function of the glucagon is it reduces the uptake of glucose by the cells. In these three ways, glucagon hormone increases the blood glucose level, so that glucagon hormone is called hyperglycemic hormone. This process is called hyperglycemia. Do you know what are the types of diabetes? The types of diabetes are type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. In the case of type 1 diabetes, the insulin is not produced by the beta cells. Since the insulin is not produced by the beta cells, the type 1 diabetes cannot be prevented. Why the beta cells does not produce the insulin? Because our immune system mistakenly attack and damage the beta cells, so that the insulin is not synthesized by the beta cells. In the case of type 2 diabetes, the body does not respond to the insulin. We can prevent the type 2 diabetes. The both cases of diabetes cannot be cured, but at the same time they can be controlled by the diet control and medication. If there is prolonged hyperglycemia, that condition is called as diabetes mellitus. What is the meaning of diabetes? The meaning of diabetes is passing through. Here, passing through of urine. The meaning of mellitus is sweetened with honey. That is sugar in the urine. Therefore, the diabetes mellitus means that passing of urine with the excess of glucose. If the glucose is passed through the urine, we cannot get sufficient energy. Our body cells, tissues, our organs cannot get sufficient energy for their activities. Moreover, in the case of diabetes mellitus, there will be the formation of harmful compounds known as ketone bodies. Now let us see what is the normal glucose level during fasting and 2 hours after eating. The fasting glucose level less than 100 per deciliter is normal. That is, fasting blood sugar level less than, if the glucose level is 100 milligram per deciliter to 125 milligram per deciliter, that condition is called as pre-diabetes. 100 to 125 milligram per deciliter is pre-diabetes. If the glucose level, that is blood sugar level, is 126 milligram per deciliter or higher, is diabetes. 126 milligram per deciliter or higher is diabetes. Then what is the normal glucose level? That is normal blood sugar level 2 hours after eating is less than 140 milligram per deciliter. Blood sugar level 2 hours after eating is less than 140 milligram per deciliter. Can the diabetes be kept under control? Yes. Even though it is not cured throughout our lifetime, it can be kept under control. The diabetes can be kept under control by the administration of insulin hormone and hypoglycemics such as tolbutamide, orinase and sulfonyl urease. Tolbutamide, orinase and sulfonyl urease. These are the drugs. These drugs will enhance the secretion of insulin. Next question arises is whether the insulin can be taken orally. No, the insulin cannot be taken orally because it is a proteinous substance and it is broken down in the digestive tract. Therefore, insulin is administered through injections. In the case of type 1 diabetes, and in the case of type 2 diabetes, the patients should eat sugar-free diet. Then we are going to see about the somatostatin hormone. This somatostatin hormone is secreted by the delta cells. The duty of this somatostatic hormone is to inhibit the secretion of insulin and glucagon. This somatostatin hormone is a polypeptide hormone with 14 amino acids and disulfide. It plays an important role in the secretion of islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans. If you see all my zoology videos regularly, definitely you can maintain your health in an excellent manner. If this video is really beneficial to you, you can share this video with your friends, classmates and relatives. You can also subscribe my channel. I appeal to the students to see my video, what are the causes of diabetes and what are the preventive measures.